My dear students, today we'll start a new lesson, that is lesson number 12, that is a part of history. So, world between the world wars. How was the world between the world wars? Okay, what is world war? Okay, why it is called so? Wars is a conflict between nations. Okay, two countries or many countries. These wars are called as world wars because why they are called as world wars? Because all the nations of the world, they participated in this war directly or indirectly. They participated directly or indirectly. That is why these are called as world wars. Okay. Today I will give a brief introduction of this lesson. Okay. So, what's the period of World War One, children? Anybody of you can say? Yes, that is 1914 to 1918. So, everybody are scared of history. Why they are scared? Because of remembering the dates. You are scared to remembering the dates. Okay, you will find some difficulty in remembering the dates. Okay, so don't feel scared of the dates, children. Should not feel scared of the dates. If you understand the concept well and read the lesson which I taught you 4 to 5 times, you will understand the concept well and you can remember the dates as well. Okay, you should give priority in facts and figures, not dates. Okay, you had to understand, you should give priority in knowing the basic outline of the lesson, basic outline and what is the concept of the lesson. Okay, then you can remember the dates, what is the first incident, after that what is the incident. Okay, so in this way we can make a timeline and easily we can remember the dates. Okay, so history is very good subject, children. You need not be scared of it. If you know the concept well, you can do very well. If I start saying about your great grandfather or great great grandfather, you will listen to me very interestingly, isn't it? So, in history also we know about the world which we are living today, how it has been changing, how it has been changed, and obviously it is because of many events which have occurred in the past. Okay, now the world we are living in is the result of the past events. The world now which we are living today is the result of the past, many past events. Okay, so that is why it is very interesting and it is very important to know about these past events. Okay, then we'll come to the lesson. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to discuss about the 20th century. So this 20th century is described as the age of extremes. Okay, age of extremes. Okay, and why it is called so, we'll discuss. And also we discuss about the causes of World War I, causes of World War II, and also the consequences of the world wars. Okay, causes of World War I, causes of World War II, and consequences. And why the historians describe the 20th century as the age of extremes also we are going to discuss in this lesson. Okay, so the population in this 20th century has grown to 1.6 billion people. And the other side, industrial capitalism had changed the way many people earned their livelihood. Okay, because of the industrial revolution, the way people are living, livelihood of the people has been changed. Okay, before 99% of the world population used to depend on agriculture and allied activities. But after the industrial revolution, many of the occupational activities diverted towards the industrial. So many of them, they became industrialists and industrial laborers. Okay, so and here Britain held a vast colonial empires. Okay, Britain was called as the workshop of the world because the industrial revolution first occurred in Britain. Okay, many of the industries were established in the initial stages in Britain, so it is called as the workshop of the world. And to its greed, Britain, a small island, a very small country in the world, it has occupied many countries in the world, and it is said that the empire of Britain is so vast that the sun never set. The empire of the British. How is the British Empire? It is so vast that the sun never set. Okay, each and every longitude it has a colony. Okay, again this colony is also a new word, isn't it, to you? Colony. What is colony? So it is a policy followed by some developed countries in the 20th century. It was so because these developed nations in the 20th century, after the industrial revolution, they were very strong enough, and they were seeking to extend their authority in the developed other low income group nations. Okay, like Asia and Africa. These nations were not developed in those times. Okay, so first industrially developed nations are the European nations. Okay, because of this, the European nations, they tried to gain authority on the Asian and African nations. Okay, they wanted to extend their authority on the people, over the people and territories. Okay, gaining authority and to extend their power, to extend their authority on the other weak countries. Okay, weak territories and the people is called as colonialism. Okay, in this way, Britain, France, Germany, many of the developed nations in Europe, they established their vast empires, colonial empires over Asia and Africa and Latin America. Okay, that is called as colonialism. Okay, followed children? Okay, what is colonialism? That is a policy of establishing power or authority or domination on the weaker nations. And what is their policy? Why do they do so? They wanted to do so because they wanted some political gains and trading benefits. In trade, they want some benefits. Okay, they wanted some raw materials from the colonial nations. Okay, so colonizers, who are the colonizers? The developed countries are the colonizers, and colonial nations are the Asian and African countries. Colonizers are European nations, developed European nations, and colonies, who are the colonies? In the Asian countries. We Indians also were the colony of the British. Our colonizer was Britain. Okay, in this way, the developed European nations, they established their political power to gaining some interests. What is their interest? Their interest were to gain political power or trading benefits. Okay, they wanted some raw materials for their industries, and also they wanted markets for their finished goods. In this way, for many benefits, the European nations, they established their power over the world countries. And the British Empire was very vast that, so in each and every longitude and each and every part of the world, it has many colonies. Okay, so 20th century, a period of great expectations, experiments, and dangerous developments. Okay, this 20th century can be is described by the historians as a period of great expectations, experiments. Why it is called so? Because in this period, there were a lot of developments in all the areas. Okay, like in discoveries, inventions in the area of science. Okay, so historian like Eric Hobson, he explained that the 20th century is the age of extremes. All were extreme. Okay, discoveries were extreme, experiments were extremes, and dangerous. So the developments were very dangerous, industrially developed. So one side of the coin, there are two sides of the coin. One side of the coin, we have developed a lot, and the other side of the coin, so there is a lot of dangers. So it is leading to a lot of dangers. So here in this century, we see the growing fascism in countries like Italy and Germany. They grew very. Um, they became very aggressive. Hitler and Mussolini, the leaders of this Germany and Italy, they became very what we say dominant. They wanted to prove themselves that they are the powerful nations of the world. They wanted to be the powerful nations of the world, and they started a policy called as fascism. What is fascism, children? Fascism is nothing but it's a form of government that is ruled by an authoritarian leader. So this leader, he won't give importance to anybody. Okay, he will be very dominant, and he wanted only to gain his own interests. Okay, it may be benefiting the country also, but he will be very dominant enough. But if anybody goes against him, even his supporters also speak a single word against him, so they will be punished very seriously. Sometimes they will be killed also. Okay, we have seen this kind of incidents in the history. We'll learn in detail in the further part of the lesson. Okay, other than this, in this 20th century, we have seen many of the people aspired for the democratic form of governments. Okay, they became very aware, and they wanted some. What is democracy? Democracy is the rule that it is a people's rule. We can say it is the people's rule. There are many definitions of democracy, and this democratic government is a welfare government. Okay, they give more importance to the welfare of the people. Okay, for the welfare of the people, welfare of some, they will do many welfare, and the representatives, the people's representatives, will be ruling the country. Okay, ruling the country, and these rulers, the rulers who are elected by the people, they will work for the people. Okay, and in this period we see the growing literacy levels. Okay, because of the growing awareness of the people of the scientific knowledge, everybody became aware that a literacy rate is very important. Being literacy is very important. The literacy level was grown tremendously, and they were aspiring the scientific knowledge. So many discoveries were made in this period, and because of the new discoveries and in the development in the medical sciences, so the life expectancy of the people also was grown. Okay, it also became good. So because of this, Eric Hobson, he said that the 20th century is the age of extremes.